Hey, all you yuckers and yummers out there. My name's Courtney.
And I'm Carlito.
And if you enjoy listening to Newlyweds Argue, then this podcast is for you.
Well, more specifically, we'll be discussing movies, books, or certain comics that one enjoys and tries to introduce the other to it.
And then find out the verdict of whether they yuck it or yum it.
You can listen to us currently on Anchor.fm and Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hope you have fun listening to our podcast, Don't Yuck My Yum.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Don't Yuck My Yum!
Don't Yuck My Yum!
I'm your host, Carlito Gilchrist, and with me...
Me.
No, go ahead.
It's me.
Do
Why
your
don't
own
I
intro.
get to be first, too?
What do you mean? Oh, you want me to introduce you first?
Yeah. This is your host,
I don't know. It's just...
Courtney and Carlito.
Because I'm the king of the Dominion here. I don't know.
Is that right?
That's just how I do it. I just say my name first because this was like my idea, and I feel like I should be the first one. People should know like I'm the first one.
But this
here.
is ours.
I know it's ours now.
It's our baby.
It's our baby now.
Just because you had the idea.
Yeah, but it's fine. I can say your name first next time. But what's your name? No, you didn't say your name.
It's Courtney.
Yeah. Did I say my name?
You did.
Okay. See, I don't remember 5 seconds ago. What's going on?
Not much. We're back from...
A lot is going on.
A lot?
Yeah, I mean, a lot's going on all the time in the
That's
world.
true.
A lot's happening all the time, everywhere.
Yes.
So it's like whenever people are like, really, nothing's going on. Nothing at all.
Well, you're asking what's going on with them.
Right, and they always say nothing
Because they think what they have isn't, like,
worth saying.
worth telling. Or they...
Honestly...
If they're not doing anything important, then they don't think anything's happening.
I would honestly, I think it'd be hilarious if, you just had, that one person that always answered, even if they weren't really doing anything all day,
Yeah.
they just say, what's going on? Well, I woke up and I sat on the couch and I read a book and I looked at my Facebook. They just take you through all that.
Everything that they did, that's
and it's just
far.
like, okay, all right, no, you don't need to.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why people don't actually tell you.
Right.
Just like,
Then
are
it's
you
just
okay?
mundane.
If you're like, how's it going? How are you? They will always say they're fine.
Well, I did take a gnarly poo this morning, but...
Did
I don't
you?
know. No, but that would be
That'd
something.
be something somebody said. Like,
Yeah.
Just took
You
the
just want to, be truthful.
craziest poo-poo today.
Craziest one. It was crazy. It tried to kill me. Tried to suck me down the chute.
The shoot.
It was getting gross.
All right, we're going to stop it here before I let you keep going.
Anyway, but yeah, lots going on. We're back at our jobs and stuff, and it's good times.
Yeah, first week of work.
Yeah, I know.
Checked.
No, it's been good.
Yeah.
It's been a good time.
It's an adjustment.
Yeah.
Because we've been, hiding away in our sanctuary
in our bubble. Yeah. I think everyone's been hiding in their bubble, though. Now it's like everyone has to come back out, and everyone's like, I don't want to.
Well, we've been hiding for over a year, and then...
I know. I think everyone's ready to get it back out there and cause some mayhem.
Yeah, I can't let you be a hermit.
No. Yeah, I designate that's your job. You got to stop me from becoming a hermit.
Yeah, if I let you just stay in your bubble, you're just gonna learn to eventually hate sunlight and start hissing at me every time I open a window.
I've already started doing that.
It's begun.
It's begun. But yeah, everything's been good. So I think now we should just say now probably we're still going to be doing the podcast.
Yeah.
Probably not as often.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll try to do every week, maybe I don't want to say every 2 weeks. It might just be more than it might be 10 days or something,
Right.
So it might just be a little
Every other
longer
week?
between episodes. Yeah, every other week or something. Yeah. Just when we have our off time, that's when we do it.
Right.
And just to not overload ourselves, we just do one and, keep going.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought for this episode, we do something a little special because we were, seeing a new movie last night that came out. And I thought, oh, you know what? This relates to another thing that we both really enjoy. So we could do what I could call double Yumathon.
Oh, a double Yumathon.
Yeah. This will be.
Wow.
I don't know if I'll put that in the title, but that's what I'm calling it in the episode.
Okay.
Double Yumathon.
Double Yumathon. Yeah, because it's technically,
Mm-hmm.
two yums.
2 yums. And I thought the first yum we will talk about is what is it?
In the Heights.
In the Heights.
Dun, dun, dun.
So we saw that new In the Heights movie last night.
Yeah, it came out on HBO as well. But, we thought, let's go to the theater. Let's see it on the big screen.
Well, no, that was your suggestion. I was like, hey, it's going to be on HBO Max for free. We could just, stay at home. And you're like, let's go to the movies. I was like, okay. But no, it was fun.
But it's like, I figure with that kind of movie, I'm like, you want it on the big screen.
Yes, I agree. I mean, most movies you want to see on the big screen. Like, I will say it has been convenient that a lot of movies have just gone straight to streaming and you can just kind of watch them from the comfort of your couch. But there is, like, something that's missing from your, like, in the dark theater, and it's like you're just in the movie.
Yeah.
When you're at home, there's so many easy distractions. Like, the movie has to be good enough to where you're just engrossed by it,
Yeah, for sure.
Even if you go to the theater and the movie isn't that great, you're still watching it because that's, like, where all your attention is, like, focused to.
Yeah, you're easy to, like, be on your phone, or you're like, oh, I have to pee, well, let me just pause the movie. And
some people still get on their phone in the theater.
I don't really.
Annoying.
Yeah, but I personally don't see that as much.
Not anymore. You used to see it, like the new, like, I don't know, millennials or whatever. They come in there and then what are the explosions and stuff? It's on their phone. Just want to slap it out of their hand.
Stop it.
Oh gosh, I hate that. Just take that phone, just put it on their face. Slam it.
No,
I do think of doing that, though. Every time I see someone with a phone, I just want to take it and slam it in their face.
Can you see it?
Can you see it now?
He's really not as violent as he seems.
No, I just think of violent thoughts. It helps me get through my day-to-day activities.
I'm sure a lot
just
of people.
Can you imagine how many, like, violent thoughts people have?
I don't want to think about it because I want to, still have faith in humanity.
You're so adorable. I'm glad you had that. Well, we were actually talking I shouldn't talk about. No, let's talk about this. We were having a conversation last night where we were talking about, like just how we get out our anger in our heads, and you're just like, I never imagine, like, you just imagine fighting people.
Yeah, it's like when you have dreams and, like, it's somebody you just absolutely despise.
Yeah.
I always dream of fighting, like, physically fighting them, like, no weapons, just fists and that sort of thing.
And a lot of people probably think of murdering people, but I just thought it was adorable that you were like, no, I just fight people.
Yeah, I just want to
just how uncorrupted your brain is. That you don't go that, I want to fight them.
Yeah,
fisticuffs, and that's it.
Yeah, I just want to fight them. Just want to, give a good punch in the face, and I'm okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't want to kill anybody.
No, I don't want to do that.
Unlike some people who have dreams of just one shot and done. It's quick.
It's done,
Yeah. And you are now dead.
Yeah, it's easy. Anyway. So yeah, we saw a movie at the theater.
In the theater.
We should talk about that. Because we've seen a few movies in theaters recently.
They're still very empty.
Yeah.
What was that one movie, though, that we saw that was actually pretty full?
Was it Raya?
Was it? Oh, no, it was Cruella.
Was Cruella pretty full?
That was pretty full.
Okay.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cruella was pretty full. Raya. What else did I see recently? Oh, I saw that Wrath of Man.
I think it's Raya.
Is it Raya?
Yeah, you keep saying Raya.
Well, it's spelled R-A-Y. That's Ray. That's Ray.
Yeah.
But it's Raya.
Yeah, if you listen to them
sorry.
say her name, it's Raya.
Okay. I mean, I only saw it once. I don't really remember. That movie was fine.
You know me.
It was great.
I have to correct you.
Yeah, that's fine. No, it was great. Disney, you did it again. Good job. You knocked it out of the park. Another thing they threw out there.
A beautiful spectacle.
Good thing. Probably ripped off of other stuff, but it's fine. Anyway, it's true.
I don't know anything.
The Lion King's ripped off of
that's
stuff
from
too.
Kimba.
Yeah, and it's a ripoff of
but
other.
Still one of my
favorites.
favorites. I don't care what you say.
I know.
This isn't about that.
Lion King is a great movie in of itself, and it's great that, like, people love it because it's a great story. It's beloved, but I just think it's fair for people to know it is actually ripped off of something else.
I think everybody knows that. We just choose to ignore it.
Everyone chooses to ignore it. It's fine.
If it was a terrible movie, then we'd be upset.
I know. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
If something's terrible, it's like, this is just a ripoff. But if it's good, no one talks about it.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Whatever.
But yeah, we're in the theaters.
Yeah.
We got the big reclining chairs.
We got some food to order.
Got some food.
We got some chicken fingers because... I don't know.
That seemed the safest.
That's the best. Yeah, if you're going to get food at a movie theater where they make it there, just get the chicken fingers or the chicken tenders, whatever they were.
Yeah.
That's the safest thing, I'd say.
Yeah.
It's really hard to screw
with
those up.
French fries and biscuits.
I got onion rings.
You got onion rings.
Yeah, I like onion rings.
I know you do.
I think onion rings are underrated.
Underrated.
Sorry. Yeah, underrated. Everyone always gets fries. I'm sick of fries. Everyone always gets fries. You always get 10 million fries with everything. I want some onion rings. I want something with a little something extra, like tater tots.
You know what's really underrated?
What?
Curly fries.
Yes, curly fries are great, and no one has them.
No one has
Freaking
them.
Hardee's. Okay, Hardee's on the East Coast. Carl's Jr. on the West Coast got rid of them. I remember when I pulled up to one time, and I was like, "Oh, can I get curly fries?" And they were, "We don't have that anymore." And I'm like, "Why?"
You can still get curly fries at Arby's.
That's true. I never went to Arby's.
Did you? Oh, no. I did.
Yeah. No, I know you can get curly fries.
Yeah, you can get curly fries at Arby's, but waffle fries are good too.
Waffle fries are, yeah.
But I think I just really liked the seasoning on the curly fries.
Curly fries are just, there's just something about them. They have good seasoning. They're fried well. Anyway.
And this concludes the...
I just kind of paused. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're actually talking
about fries.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, so we were in the movies. We had some food. And we watched In the Heights. Which, do you want to explain what In the Heights is? I'm sure most people listening to this know or have heard of it at this point now that it's this movie. But.
I think I had heard of it. I knew it was Lin-Manuel Miranda's first show that he did.
Yes. Which I knew that too.
Yeah, but I didn't really know.
Actually, no, I didn't
what it was about. I was just like, I knew it took place in New York.
Nueva York.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. In Washington Heights.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah.
And then, so it's pretty much centers around the community of Washington Heights. Has a large Latin and Hispanic community, Puerto Ricans, Colombians, Cuban, Dominicans.
Yeah.
Like, all of them come together as a family. And
they all live in Washington Heights, is the block right there.
Yeah, that block, and it centers on like a few main characters. You got Usnavi, which his name.
That's great.
U.S. Navy.
Yeah, they explained we're gonna spoil this movie.
Yeah, okay.
So if you don't want to know what happens in this movie, don't listen to this.
I mean, y'all should already know.
Yeah.
We spoil everything.
Yeah, I spoil birthdays. I spoil gender reveals. I spoil it all.
You didn't spoil gender reveals.
No, I don't.
You did it. I did.
I kept my mouth shut.
I technically spoiled it.
I just know what to say at what appropriate time.
Right.
I say inappropriate things, but I know when to not say them. That's
key.
That's the gift I have.
You need to know that.
Yes. So y'all take note of that.
If you didn't
If you want to say inappropriate stuff, that's fine. Just know when to not say it.
Know your audience.
Yeah.
Which is...
What?
Which is not right now.
It's not right now.
But yeah, Usnavi,
Yes, Usnavi.
He's the main character. And then you've got, his abuela, who's not really abuela. Not his grandma. And then you've got Mina and her dad, Kevin, and then you got Benny, his friend, Mina's boy, and you've got Sonny, his young cousin.
Yeah.
And then you got, what's her name?
Vanessa?
Is it Vanessa?
Yeah.
Vanessa, the girl.
She wants to be kind of like a designer.
Yeah, she wants to be a fashion designer. She wants to get out of Washington Heights, and Usnavi loves her.
Loved her forever, but he's never had the gumption to ask her out.
No, it's very cute.
He just
chokes.
Which I kind of I understand, because it's like, that's like his dream girl. I think he's worried to get rejected by her, because if he does, it's like, that's it.
Yeah.
I can't try anymore,
Yeah.
So I can understand why he'd be afraid to do that,
I'm sure it's a very intimidating thing, especially if he's put her up on this pedestal of who she is.
I don't even know if he put her up on a pedestal.
No, I think
he's just
always kind of see her.
Yeah, and he points out, he's like, she's very creative, and he seems to like
artistic.
that. Yeah, he likes that part of her,
Yeah.
And I think he's just worried to like screw it up.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much the setting.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the story. It's like...
Yeah, he wants to go back to...
DR, the Dominican Republic. That's where his family's from.
Yeah, but he lost his family.
Right. His parents are gone, and he's raised by... Abuela. And...
Which she never had kids.
So she kind of is like the... Oh, what do you call it?
She's like the black grandma.
Yeah. She's like everyone's grandma.
It's
everyone
grandma.
knows her. They always go to her for... she makes food and all this stuff. Like, she's just like this very old sweet lady. And we'll talk about it, but she has a song later in the movie,
gut-wrenching,
which was heartbreaking, and I loved it. It was probably my favorite song of the entire...
I was crying.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite moment of the entire movie. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh.
I know.
Yeah. So, the plot just basically is revolved around all of them and like...
their dreams.
Just their dreams, yeah. Okay, so the audio kicked out for some reason. The recording kicked out on my phone for some reason. So there was a lot we were talking about there that was not recorded. So that's lost. It's gone.
This is the first time that's ever happened.
Damn. I figured that was gonna happen eventually.
I mean, how many episodes have we done though? And this is the first time that's happened.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
We've gotten this far without that happening. Dang.
Man, I'm sorry, guys.
Got a lot of good insights. And
we were on a roll.
We're on a roll. Good banter. It was great, and it's all gone.
Oh.
You guys are never gonna hear it. That's such a shame.
Oh no.
Well.
Okay. Last we were talking about it. All the characters had their own dreams.
Yes.
And what did they call that in Spanish? El Sueño?
Yes.
Is that what it was?
I think. You have a better memory than me.
Keep talking. So did we even start talking about the main characters yet?
Well, I think we had just started talking about. So yeah, Usnavi, the main guy, he wants to go back down to the Dominican Republic to rebuild his father's beach shed thing, which was destroyed by the hurricane. And then Vanessa, the girl he really likes, who he's liked for years and hasn't been able to ask out, she wants to kind of be like a fashion designer. And then what was the girl's name we were talking about? Mina. So Mina actually got out.
She did.
And she went to Stanford. She just finished. I think she just finished her first year.
So, yeah, something like that. Yeah,
she finished freshman year.
She's home for the summer.
For a couple months, and she got out because she was super smart, got good grades growing up, but her dad, single dad, mother may have died when she was younger.
She died, yeah.
So he's trying to pay for this dream of hers. Can't get any grants, can't get any of that stuff. So it's all just paid over for the most part, just straight up, whatever the tuition is, which I'm sure she's also staying there. So it can't be.
It's expensive. Yeah.
Yeah. I just, I understand why certain schools are expensive because it's you want to divide up okay, the people who can afford it and can make it and want to work for it and be in the, important career positions that we need. I understand that,
Yeah.
But I still do also think that schools, it's a crime. They just take so much money from people.
Yeah, I think I was right. Sueño.
Yes.
Yeah, little dream.
Is it sueñito?
Sueñito?
Yes.
Oh yeah, sueñito.
Sueñito. What does sueñito mean? Sueñito means little dream. That's it.
Little dream. So everybody's got their sueñito.
Yeah.
So yeah, this pretty much the movie kind of just goes with everybody of what for the main characters of what their sueñito is, and then with Mina, she was pretty much the golden child of the block, and they were all rooting for her because she's the first one to get out and go to college.
Get out and go to school and make something great of herself, But so she feels this immense pressure from not just her dad, but from everyone.
Well, yeah, there is a lot of pressure if she's the one that always got good grades and she was always that achiever, and that she's going off to an Ivy League school and make something of herself, and then so they're all do it for us, represent.
Yeah.
You know, and that is a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
Especially when she gets there and it's, you know,
It's not what she expects.
It's not what she expects, or it's not going well. It's not easy for her. Because
she tells this story later in the movie about when she first got there, her roommate, I guess, lost a necklace. And the RA, her roommate's parents, everyone just searched Mina's stuff. Went through her drawers, went through her bags, through everything on the floor and all this stuff because they thought she stole it.
Right.
And turns out she didn't. They found it in her roommate's bag, like, you know, and they didn't even apologize. She felt that she had to apologize.
Right.
It's just that's what she's dealing with.
Yeah, so that's what she's trying to tell her dad, you know, why she doesn't want to go back.
Right.
But I think he's like, you know, you can do it. Like, you ignore what they say.
Yeah, I like what he says. He's like, you get revenge by getting A's. That's how you get revenge. Mm-hmm. I thought that was cool. It's like in the middle when they're arguing, but I just thought that was a cool line.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, he didn't finish high school. His dad pulled him out of school, and he just had to, like, build up his own businesses and just work his whole life.
Yeah, so it's understandable why he'd want more for Mina. Like, you know, have a better life for herself.
Give her the opportunities that he didn't have.
Yeah.
So there's like that story.
Yeah. I do like it. In the end, he does say to, you know, ignore anyone who doubts you.
Yeah, I like that.
That was good.
That's a good line.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you have him, and then Benny is like, well, he works for her dad, but then him and Mina are like a couple, kind of.
Yeah, I think they're a couple. They kind of go back and forth. It's like when maybe they grew up and maybe into high school they got together, you know.
So
and
they were always together, and
then
they're high school sweethearts.
Yeah, and then, you know, college happened and she moved away.
She's able to go, and I like that he didn't stop her. He's like, yeah, that's what you need to go do. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if they kind of broke up. It just kind of seemed like.
I think they did. I think they would on and off, like they would break up because she left, but then, you know, I don't think they ever got over each other.
No, and I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's like he's a good guy. He's a hardworking guy. Mm-hmm. And, you know, so every time she comes home, or every time it seems like she would come home.
Yeah, they
kind of rekindle that fire.
Yeah, they always had that spark, so.
Mm-hmm. So I like that. It's not like this, oh, we can't be together thing. It's just like we want to be, but it's like it's hard, so I don't know. It's very realistic in the sense of like we're figuring it out.
Yeah, and I love their scene with their dancing and
on the building.
On the buildings, yeah, it was really beautifully shot.
Yeah, I was like I honestly, like, as we were watching, I was like trying to figure out like how they shot certain moments. I could tell there were moments where, like, okay, I'm like, that's obviously green screen where they start walking, but then the moments that just shows them dancing, I'm like, okay, that's a set of a building on its side, and they're just dancing on top of it.
Right.
So I was just trying to just see, like, okay, what's this, what's that? This is because I just was like curious, like, how they make that look good.
How do they do that?
Because they transition very well from them being on just like a fire escape to them walking up the building, and then it's just them dancing. So there's like a seamless like camera shift, and it just goes right from I think what would obviously be them like walking on some sort of green screen thing to them actually dancing on the set.
Yeah.
So something like that, and I just thought that was really neat.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Who else is there? There's, I feel like I'm missing characters. There's Sonny, who is Usnavi's cousin.
Yeah, his younger cousin. He's a kid, and he helps Usnavi run the store.
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
He ends up having to ask Vanessa out for Usnavi because Usnavi just can't do it.
It was funny. It was cute.
He's just like, hey, my cousin over there with his tongue hanging out of his mouth.
I know.
He just starts talking like a suave dude.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
But you feel bad for Sonny because you kind of learn, he's kind of got a deadbeat dad.
Yeah, and he's undocumented.
Yeah, and he's undocumented.
So obviously, like, he was born there, but like he doesn't have a green card, so he's technically not a U.S. citizen.
Right.
So all the things that like Mina can do, like go to college stuff, he won't be able to do that.
Yeah, and that was her big motivation was, I need to be that voice for them and do something.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah. But yeah, the Sonny's dad was Mark Anthony, which was a role created for Mark Anthony that wasn't from the original Broadway.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because his scene was obviously very short.
Yeah.
Yeah. You never really
okay.
see him again. But yeah, that scene was... That character was created for him.
Well, did Mark Anthony, like, help with the music or something?
I have no idea.
Okay. But
He had a song at the credits.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. Well, I think that's good. It kind of gives, like, a broader sense to, like, Sonny's world. And
Yeah.
at first I was thinking, like, is his dad, like, abusive or something? He's just, like, a deadbeat dad. Like, he doesn't really just...
Yeah, it didn't seem like he
bothers
was
with his
abusive.
kid.
It just seemed like, he just drinks a lot and just doesn't care.
Yeah, just lets Sonny go, but doesn't really connect with him or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, so you feel bad for Sonny that way, but he's just he's a good kid.
Yeah, he's a hard worker, and he
Mm-hmm.
does well in school, and I think... And Usnavi wanted to take him with him to Dominican Republic.
Yes. Yeah, because he just kind of was like, he doesn't really have a future here, especially if he's, like, undocumented. He can't really... Which they start to kind of get the process going for that at the end.
Right.
So it's like, again, it's like a lot of realistic issues that I feel like a lot of, foreigners have to, like, deal with. Like, even people who have, like, lived here their whole lives, but then they have issues they have to deal with whether being, like, segregated or, like, judged outside of their community. So it's like you get this sense of, like, why a lot of people who have, like, that stuff in common, they just stay with each other, because if they feel like if they venture outside, they're gonna be judged by, like, the way they look or where they come from, and it's just gonna be hard for them. So that's why it's like it makes sense that, like, this block is like, it's like this family, this community, where everyone understands each other.
Very tight knit.
Yeah. And then you have the I guess it's the hairdresser ladies.
Yeah,
they're
the three of them. They're pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I know one of the girls is from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
And then the other
plays
girl
Rosa.
with, like, the curly red hair.
Yeah, she looks so familiar.
She was in Orange is the New Black.
Oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
where she's. I was gonna say she looked so familiar.
She's been in a few things, but I remember I watched the first season of Orange is the New Black. And that's what she was in.
Right. Okay, I remember her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they were funny.
They have, like, a little dance number in the hairdressing.
Yeah, that was
hairdresser.
really creative in the nail salon.
The nail salon, yeah, and at one point they're all, like, laughing or, like, they're talking about gossip, and you see, if you go into, like a place that has wigs.
Yes.
Or, like, hair pieces.
The
you have,
bus.
Like, the busts, but all the busts with the wigs, like, turn their heads and, like...
Yeah, I know.
So I thought that was kind of clever.
I was like, oh, look at that.
A lot of clever, like, filmmaking techniques.
Yeah, very clever. And they all seem very, like, practical effects, which is cool.
Yeah. Because I think, like, that's always, like, an issue you run into. Like, just... I always feel like adapting musicals into movies, it's very hit or miss. Like, it can either be great or, sometimes it's done really well, sometimes not. I'd say this was done really well. Like, I think, like, I compare this to something like Les Mis. I feel like Les Mis, it's a well-made movie. It is kind of strange how it's like they try to make it this very gritty, realistic thing, but then it's like, but then you also have, like, these musical numbers or, like, these singing numbers.
Well, that one was kind of weird because they had them sing in real time.
That's right, yeah.
So it was kind of weird.
That was, yeah.
But I get what they were trying to do.
Yeah, and then you have, like, Cats, which is, I haven't seen, but
I've not seen it, and I won't see it.
Show. But like, sometimes it just doesn't work, and I honestly just thought, like, man, I hope this works. Like, I hope this is good, because, if this is, like, Lin-Manuel Miranda, I would want this to be done really well, this adaptation.
Oh, yeah.
So I just thought it was, like, they did it brilliantly.
For sure.
Because they seamlessly, like, they didn't make it, like, this stage. It didn't look like anything like that. It blended well within, like, the realistic boundaries of like, a film, and then... but still had that flair of, like, the musical element to it. You know? Like the pool scene.
The pool scene was amazing.
That was probably, like, the greatest. That was, I mean, like, I have another scene that was my favorite. There was so many
just jaw-dropping numbers, and the choreography, and just the size and the masses of how many people they got to do these numbers was just
Yeah, like I was just
Crazy.
thinking that too. I'm like, do they just have like cameras on everybody? And it's like, okay, get these people dancing, so then we can just edit it together and
Right.
stuff. That's what I would
Yeah.
think.
That sequence took like 3 days.
The pool scene?
Yeah. It was supposed to be like a 2-day thing, but, weather.
Oh, weather.
Yeah.
I mean, at least they were doing it in a pool.
I know, like in the movie, it's supposed to be like the hottest day of the year,
Yeah.
but it was kind of funny because they kind of got delayed because of like rain and thunderstorms.
Kind of ironic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always.
But I just thought that was just like really well done. And they're singing about what they would do if they won the lottery.
Yeah. If they won the lottery, the jackpot of $96,000.
Yeah. Which apparently that's what happens. Usnavi gets a call at his store that his store sold a winning number.
Winning ticket, yeah.
So he goes to the pool where everyone's at.
Yeah.
And they all start singing about it. And then one of the guys who's like a graffiti artist graffitis the numbers on these towels.
Yeah.
And he shouts out the numbers. And so he shouts out the lottery numbers. And then everyone's like,
I don't have it.
And he's like, no one has it. And I just thought that was great, though, that everyone at the pool
Had
played
a lot of those.
lottery. Like, everyone was getting out different tickets. Like, one of the girls was, like, getting it out. She couldn't get it open. She's like, come on, open it. I can't get it open. And they're like, come on. And then she gets in. And she's like,
I
I
know.
thought that was great.
I'm sure, like, this film probably just was so, I think, nostalgic for everybody with that history, that background of Latin culture, because they probably just, like, that probably all really relates to them.
Oh, yeah. All that stuff.
Well,
and it's authentic because Lin-Manuel Miranda is Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming he grew up in New York.
I think he did.
I feel like he would have, because it's like, I mean, Broadway, and like that's kind of his thing. Usually people who are like big on Broadway and stuff, like someone like him who's like written musicals, they grow up in New York.
Yeah.
They grow up around that, so that's like what they come to know and love and do.
Yeah.
But so the lottery thing, that can kind of lead into Abuela.
Yeah, Abuela,
which she has this song.
I think she's part of the original cast, too.
She was great.
Her voice was stunning.
Yeah, and I don't know how old she is, but...
I know. I probably could look it up, but...
I'm
sure she's in her 70s.
At least. I mean, she still looks great.
Yeah.
She's a healthy old lady.
I think her name is Olga Merediz.
Oh, okay. Hey, there she is.
She was born in 56.
Okay.
So she's not, maybe 60s?
She's probably... Wait, I gotta do math. 50, 60, 65?
65.
Boom.
Good
I did all that in my head. Yeah. Okay, so they must have made her look older.
They maybe. I mean, she probably didn't dye her hair, but yeah. American actress.
Because she looks older.
She does. She reprised the role in the film adaptation of In the Heights.
Yeah, okay.
So she played Abuela
in the original, the Broadway show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, so she has this song.
She's from Cuba.
Where she is kind of thinking back to when she grew up in... Where did she grow up in?
Cuba.
Was it Cuba? Okay, so she grew up in Cuba. And, she's like singing about like her mother and like when she came to New York and growing up there and all this. And it's... The scene's just done really well because it's like it shows her like on the subway train and then like the lights go out and then it comes in and everyone's wearing like old like Cuban like kind of fashion garb, like it almost looked like
I
mean
probably like from
what? No, I was gonna say like was it like going out kind of clothes or like traditional?
I think it
clothes?
was more like traditional.
Traditional,
clothes,
okay, yeah. So it was like. She's like going back into like that world and she's going around like the subway. So I thought like that was like a good sense of like, traveling and going places. But then, it's like sometimes the places are kind of dark and scary and unsure. And, so she's just like exploring like everything from her life. And then she kind of at the end of the song comes to this realization of like, she is split between two places. Yeah. And what are the two places?
Pretty much earth or heaven.
Earth or heaven.
Yeah. It's like, does she stay with Usnavi, or does
Or is
she
it
go?
time for her to go
Time
on?
for her to go and be with her mom.
Yeah, and she does. Yeah, because how it's shown is like she's like laying in her bed.
Yeah. Oh yeah. After the blackout.
Because there's a blackout and like there's like all these fireworks going on, but like she has everyone at her place and she lays down in her bed, so she's like thinking back.
Yeah.
And so all this is going on in her head, and so when she decides to move on, she falls asleep. She just falls asleep.
Her heart gave out.
Her heart gave out, and then Usnavi just goes to wake her up,
so
and she can't wake up. Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh, it's so sad.
I was so crying.
You were crying. I know. I was almost crying. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so sad.
Tears rolling down my cheeks. I'm like, this is really getting me in the feels.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was so good.
I know. There's like that. I don't know. It's like so sweet, but so heartbreaking whenever you just hear like, oh, they just fell asleep and that was it.
Yeah, I mean that's how you want people to go.
Yeah, that's how you want everyone to go.
Peacefully. There's no pain. You just fall asleep.
And then it's just that's it. That's it. Yeah. So she passes. So it's kind of like this big mourning thing because everyone loved her. You know.
Oh yeah, like we said, she was everybody's grandma. So you had this whole community mourning for her.
Did we say she's everybody's grandma? Or, like, was that in the lost recording?
I thought we did.
But maybe. When I listen back to it, we'll figure. I don't know. We won't know until we listen back. I don't edit these.
Said it. We've said it again. So they are.
Yeah. So everyone's, like, mourning her. We didn't really talk about the blackout, but, there's a blackout.
I think that was, it was, like... Because it would count down. It was like, 3 days.
That's how the movie starts. Like 3 days till blackout. 2 days, 0 days.
Yeah. So this blackout happens. So everybody loses power. And
it's kind of this cool thing. Because, I don't know. I kind of saw it as like, it's like a bad thing that's coming. But then it's like, it's fine. Everyone deals with it. And everyone's like shooting off fireworks and stuff. And Benny has to go into the... Is it like at the dispatch station?
Yeah, it's like helping direct traffic and stuff.
Okay, yeah. So he goes in there to work. And,
Yan.
And, it's a great story.
It's so much energy. So fun.
Yeah.
You know, it just makes you want to dance.
It really does. It's a jam.
It's a jam.
So I'd say, like... If you go to the theater and watch it, that's a great time. But also, if you watch it at home, it'll be fun because you can get up and
dance.
You can get up and dance. Like,
I know. We could just put it on again.
We could.
Yeah,
we could. It's right there.
Right there.
Yeah. Isn't that great? Isn't modern times great, babe?
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
We do have a lot of technology opportunities, don't we?
We do. But, so I also thought that we could go into talking about another thing that we both love, which I know everybody knows about. And if you don't know about this, I'm shocked.
Yeah.
So what is it?
Hamilton.
Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton. Yeah, so you want to tell the story about, like, this?
So, obviously, In the Heights relates to Hamilton because... Lin-Manuel Miranda was the writer and creator of both. And it's cool because you get, like, just to see the similarities and, like, where he's come. Yeah. Like In the Heights, the, like, lyrics are fantastic in that one. And then you can just see how far he's come with just doing Hamilton, too.
Yeah. I said, like, after we got out of the movie, I'm like, In the Heights was amazing, and it's just, like, Hamilton's better. It's, you know what I mean? Not saying that, like, they're different things. They're different, entirely. But I just think, like, how the story is told, because In the Heights, it's kind of more a traditional musical sense where there's still dialogue, and then there's songs. Hamilton, there's not really much dialogue.
There's no dialogue.
It's all told through the music.
Right.
Every scene is a song. Right. That carries the story forward. So, so you were a big fan of Hamilton for the longest time before I was.
Oh, yeah. I was definitely one of those people that loved it.
You're a Hamilton fan?
I was a Hamilton fan. Like, I don't remember how I got into it. It's probably my friend Shannon. Like, Shoddy probably... She probably got me into it or something. And, you know, would listen to the songs, and they were amazing. No, I'm pretty sure it was her, because she's like, "Oh, have you heard this yet?" And I'm like, "No." And she's like, "Oh my god, you have to listen to this."
Mm-hmm.
And we would listen to it in her car.
Oh, and you would jam.
We would jam.
You guys would jam. I can see you guys jamming together.
Oh, we're huge. We were huge car jammers.
Yeah, your car jammers.
Yeah. And so the music was amazing. I knew all the songs by heart, but never actually got the opportunity to see the show because, as everyone knows, it was practically impossible during its height because it was sold out. Every show. Constantly. Yeah. And I'm sure it was expensive, and people are, just doing anything to get tickets.
Yeah, to just go see it. Especially see, like...
The original cast.
Yeah, which we're watching the recording of it on Disney Plus just to kind of keep us in that mood. Yeah, it's just on
in the background.
Yeah, it's on mute, and we won't get flagged for it.
Yeah.
But, so you always wanted to see it.
Yeah, I always wanted to see it, and then, was it last year?
I bought you the tickets for Christmas.
For Christmas, you surprised me with tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Best day ever, besides our wedding.
Yeah. Best day ever. Yeah, that's
Best day ever.
Yeah.
Wait, when did we see it? February?
I think so. It was literally right before the thing happened.
Yeah.
Before the bad thing. The thing that everyone's terrified of.
Yeah.
Yeah. The virus that must not be named. Yeah. It was literally right before all that happened, because then right after that we had to get out of California and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, it was March 7th.
Okay, yes. Wow. March 7th, 2020. Yeah. So it was right right when it was...
7th.
Yeah. It was
right when it's happening.
That was a good time.
I was so excited.
I
you guys
know.
have no idea.
I don't know. I think I knew you were excited. I honestly didn't know how excited you were. You were just through the roof, though.
I was through the roof. It was like...
Yeah. We should probably explain. We didn't see it in New York. We saw it in San Francisco.
Yeah, we saw it in San Francisco.
So it wasn't the original cast, obviously.
No.
But, I mean, they still did great. Like, everyone who was in this version that we saw they killed it.
Oh, yes. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I loved the songs, and I knew it, and I thought I knew the story, but it's definitely different, just listening to those songs as opposed to actually being able to watch it. And see it live. It's like, what?
It's a whole different animal.
It's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
But then obviously got really excited when they were going to release when they announced they'd release the original recording of the cast.
Yeah, like the live
Hamilton. Yeah, on Disney Plus. Then I was like, great.
Which you always wanted me to listen to it, but I was like,
I know. I was like, you gotta listen to this music, and he's like, no, I'm not gonna listen to it. I want to actually see it. And of course, I was like, well, that's never gonna happen. I was like, we're never gonna get to see it.
But then we did. Yeah. And then it was, and so I feel like that helped me a lot. That just, like, I think if I had listened to the songs beforehand, I would have been like, oh, this was great. But
yeah.
Actually seeing it first, it's just different.
Yeah,
it's just
different.
That experiencing it for the first time live, performed by people, as a musical should be done. It gives you a different feel,
Yeah, I had to really hold myself back from singing.
Oh, I could feel you holding back.
It was so hard.
You wanted to just sing along so bad.
I know. I would mouth the words, and I would just try to just be silent about it because I didn't want to. Obviously, no one wants to hear me sing. But
I like hearing you sing.
I wanted to. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I just really wanted to sing along, and I was like, nope, I can't do it.
No. Yeah. So what's for people who don't know, you should watch it. But what is Hamilton about, babe?
Okay, come on, you guys. You all should know. It's Alexander Hamilton, and it's about his life.
Yeah. So it's it all goes through him during the Revolutionary War and the founding of America, up through George Washington becoming the first president, and basically up to Alexander Hamilton's death.
Yes.
But it chronicles his life from when he came to America to his death. But in the background of all that is the birth of our nation.
Yes. And
the way the story is told is everyone in the cast, for the most part, they're all either African American or Hispanic. And it's telling the story of America through hip hop. That's the style.
So you've got these founding fathers represented by, people of color.
Yeah. And it's interesting because what Miranda wanted to do, he said, was like he wanted to tell the story of America by Americans nowadays.
Yeah, like he read the book, the Alexander Hamilton book that just inspired this, and as he's reading it, he's like, this is a rap story.
Yeah, then he was like, these guys were gangsters.
Like, these guys are gangsters. This is total, like, this is hip hop.
Yeah.
Like, and he just thought this is the only way to tell this story would be in this medium of this, of like R&B, hip hop, rap, that sort of, just that way to do it.
Well, you got it. There's such a unique way.
Yeah.
It's the story of basically the founding of America, told, like, all portrayed by people who are either Hispanic or African American, which everyone back then who was founding America wasn't. They were all white people.
Right.
So they're telling the story on Broadway with the style of hip hop.
Yeah.
And one thing I'll say, like, I love about the musical, like, when you actually watch it, very minimal sets. It's all just kind of chairs. It's one set.
It's one set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think was the purpose of that, because, you know, like, you have the music which tells the story. So I think it's like you fill in the gaps yourself. You don't even realize you're doing it.
Right.
But as you're watching it and as you're listening to the people with the music, you kind of fill in all the gaps. Like, you can see the battles, you can see the crowded streets, you can see all that. You can see like a full court of like these people debating.
Right.
It's like you see all that. So I think it does so much by doing very little,
Exactly.
And everyone kills it, like all the actors.
Oh, it's very good.
What's this guy's name again? Who plays Thomas Jefferson?
What's his real name?
Yes.
Let me look that up for you.
He also played Lafayette.
Lafayette.
Yeah, he's great because I've seen him. He did this movie. If anyone who hasn't seen this movie, go watch it. It's called Blind Spotting. He did this movie. It's about like him growing up in Oakland, California, and he wrote it with like his best friend. And it's like a movie. It's like about like, race differences and things like that. David Diggs.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, David Diggs, yeah. Go check out Blind Spotting. It is probably one of the like greatest movies about race identification and things of like that sort, because it's like you have his character in it and then his buddy who's white who's like acting black, and it's kind of it's one of those things.
Jasmine Cephas Jones, who is Anthony Ramos's fiance.
Yeah. She's
from Hamilton. She's also in Blind Spotting.
Oh, she is in Blind Spotting.
Yeah.
There you go.
She's Ashley.
Okay. I've only seen it once. I'd have to watch it again.
All these people are so connected.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Christopher Jackson, who plays George Washington in Hamilton, he was the ice cream man. He was in the original In the Heights musical.
He was Benny.
Yeah, he was Benny, but in the movie, he was the ice cream man.
Yes.
When Lin-Manuel Miranda was like the shaved ice guy.
Yeah.
I thought that when he shows up and he's just got like this big beard and on his cart, I was like, hey, there he is.
Crazy.
That is awesome. But yeah, it's just so much is done with Hamilton that's just great and amazing. It's kind of like you can't really speak for it. You just kind of have to like watch it.
Exactly.
What's your favorite song? I
know what Hamilton?
Yeah, I know what it is, but...
Oh, you know what it is?
Yeah. Wait for it.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait for it. Yeah, Wait for it. Ooh, that's a good one.
What's happening in that song?
It's pretty much Burr's song, but that he's kind of waiting to...
Yeah, Aaron Burr, who is like kind of Hamilton's...
His rival. His frenemy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of waiting for his time and to, move up in the ladder status and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just a really...
It's very relevant to, trying to like achieve your dream and all that kind of stuff. It's really well done.
It is.
I love all of, I think my favorite character probably is, both characters that David Diggs plays. Lafayette and Thomas Jefferson. He just has such great songs and moments.
Yeah.
Like when he's Lafayette in the first act and, the Hamilton knows like, oh no, well, George Washington's like, they have to get help from the French.
Yeah.
Because, the Americans, like the colonies, we were just getting battered around. And so we get help from the French, and we had Lafayette was like our kind of the...
He was our ally.
Yeah, he was our ally to like help with that. And he has like this awesome like breakdown part where it's just, yeah, he's so good.
He's so quick.
Mm-hmm.
So raps
He's a fast
so
rapper.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he does a lot of that in Blind Spotting too. So there's like a lot of that incorporated into it as well.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what else do you want to talk about with Hamilton. It's just so good.
It's just amazing. You all have to see it. I'm sure you all have Disney Plus. So just watch it.
I bet you, and I said this before we started recording, I bet that they're going to start talking about doing a movie version of Hamilton.
I don't know if they don't need to with this, you know.
They don't need to, but I 100% believe that that is not off the table.
Probably not.
Because In the Heights is getting great reviews, so I think if it does well,
they might. They're
definitely going to start talking about doing this as like a full-on movie.
Be interesting. I'd see it.
Oh yeah, I'd see it, but I don't know. I just don't know how it would work because the way that, like I said, like the way that this musical is, like the way they do the production and everything, it's such a particular way. I don't know how they would do it. It just kind of come off as like, I guess, like a biographical film with hip hop in it, you know?
Right. I don't know.
I think it may not work because I think there's like something with like the setting and the music for this that works. It's like you're watching a show. You're watching these people perform these hip hop songs on like kind of a bare stage, how most hip hop artists would do it.
Right.
There's some like similarities there that like they feed off of each other. I don't know how that would do in like a big production, but I might be wrong. They might end up doing it and it might be amazing.
We shall see.
We'll see if they end up
do
doing
it or not.
Yeah. They got John M. Chu to do the In the Heights movie, so I bet they would get him to do Hamilton if they considered it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That'd probably be smart.
Yeah.
Because he did really well within the Heights.
He did great, yeah.
And I'm sure if he knows Lin-Manuel Miranda and they collaborate well together, then it probably would turn out well.
Yeah. That the guy, I was going to say, I love Christopher Jackson as George Washington, but I also like the guy who played him in the version we saw.
Yeah, very good.
I forget his name, but I think everyone in the version we saw were still great. It was a good time. Mm-hmm. But yeah. Is there anything else?
I loved both of them. I think Lin-Manuel Miranda is a very good creator, and I just can't wait to see
what he does
next.
Yeah, he's doing other things.
I hope he continues on.
I know he helped write a lot of the music for Moana.
Yeah, he did. Like, I know he's getting his foot in the door in a lot of different places.
Yeah, he was in Mary Poppins, right?
He was in the Return one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I would just love to see like what his next Broadway show would be.
Yeah.
If he still wants to do that, unless he stays with like, I guess, film.
I think he's doing that because I know he's also in that His Dark Material show.
Yeah.
So he's doing a lot more acting stuff.
Yeah, he's in a lot of film, but I want to know another show.
I don't know. It's just topping Hamilton. I don't know.
I know.
He shouldn't. That's the thing. I feel like he'd be too worried to like not
do it
be
again.
not as good as Hamilton because Hamilton. That's the thing is like when you do something that's so popular and becomes so renowned, it's a phenomenon. It's like, how do I make anything else after this that isn't isn't compared to that or a disappointment?
For sure.
I don't know. I think I feel like he's one of those guys like it'll come to me in time.
Yeah.
And if it never does, it's fine. But I feel like he'll do it when he's ready. He's not pushing himself to do it.
I mean, he's got so much work to do.
Yeah. Would you actually want to watch that His Dark Material show?
I don't know.
I know a lot of people are like controversy about it because it's like His Dark Materials. It's like a reference to Satan, I think.
Yeah, it just never seemed interesting to me.
It's a weird. I've read the first book. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird in the sense of like it's such a strange world because it's like kids have like these animals that they're tethered to, but then there's also talking polar bears and witches and it's a very bizarre world.
I think there's just so many other shows we want to watch. It just wasn't up on my list.
Yeah, I don't know. I might check it out and let you know what I think. Just I don't know. I just because I read the first book. I never actually saw the movie, but I thought like and the girl who played the little girl in Logan's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's like just so people don't like. I think it's like the objects that they use, like the golden compass, all that stuff. Like the idea is like it's like they were originated from Satan because the idea is like magic originally came from Satan. That's how it was introduced into the world. So I think it's the idea of like using these objects, but in better ways, I think. That I don't know. I might be wrong. But anyway. But he's in that, so I just thought I might check that out eventually. Oh, and this guy.
Jonathan Groff.
Groff.
Great.
Yeah, which y'all would know him from Frozen. He plays
Kristoff.
Thank you. I don't remember anything.
I know.
And he's in Mindhunter.
Yeah.
Which I saw him in real life.
I know, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't talk to him, but he was like in front of me.
You could have.
Yeah, I was because I was an extra in Mindhunter season 1. I think it's like the 3rd episode. It's whatever episode opens with it says Boston.
Yeah.
You can see me walking up the hill in the background.
I remember you showed us.
Yeah.
We were like, play it again.
Yeah.
Play it again.
But yeah, they were shooting a scene with him. Like we were in a classroom. You can't see us because we were supposed to like just walk out of the classroom, but I think they ended up cutting that anyways. But it's just him in the hallway talking like with a couple other people.
Aren't you walking up like grass or something?
In the shot that they used of me, yeah, I'm walking up grass.
Yeah.
Like grassy hill.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was like, I guess I would do that. I don't know. I had to put myself in my character. Like, would I walk up this grassy hill? I guess I would.
You're stupid.
Honestly, I would. Like, I was like, I don't walk on the path. I'm going to walk up the grass. Why not?
Would I walk up this grassy hill?
Yeah. But, yeah, I didn't meet him, but he was cool. He seemed cool.
Yeah. Him as the king is hilarious.
Oh, talk about the spit.
Yeah, so whoever watches it on Disney Plus will notice in his songs he's very he has a moist mouth.
Yeah.
And
the moist mouth.
Moist mouth. And he spits a lot. Complete spooks everywhere.
Which is just I like that rage.
Yeah, like
just like that kid throwing a temper tantrum sort of thing.
And yeah, apparently I read they said to Lin-Manuel Miranda, if this is too much, we could edit this out.
We can take out the spit.
We could take out the spit, and he was like, no, keep it.
Keep it. It's great.
It's great.
Yeah.
It really, if people want to, watch this and feel that they're there.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Right. It's great.
Yeah.
I think the only thing they kind of technically cut out or they bleep out the F words.
Yeah,
That's it. There's only 2.
Yeah, it's on Disney, so they do kind of have to watch the swearing.
Yeah, but yeah, there's only 2 F words, so it's not a big deal.
No, it doesn't take away from it.
No. I think the first time we watched it though and I didn't hear it, I was just like, cowards.
No.
Just because, I don't know, because the second one's such an impact because it's when they're talking about
Southern
Mother effing Democratic Republicans. Yeah. I don't know. It just it has such a punch to it.
It is a punch. Yeah. But
it's fine.
It's a family app, family service.
Yeah.
So there's kids on here. They could get on there.
You don't want to watch the Song of the South or something. Yeah. Whatever. Hey, that happened.
It was back in the freaking 40s or...
Was it?
50s.
Yeah.
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 I think it was in the 40s.
Yeah. I always wanted to watch it.
People, time and place.
I always wanted to watch those. Watch what's the old most racist Disney thing I can watch and just be like, wow.
I never saw that. I just saw I think I had a sing-along VHS when I was a kid.
Yeah, because there's songs from it that are popular.
Yeah, Zippity Doodah was on
Zippity
it. So
Day.
you just saw that. It was just him and an animated bird and he's singing Zippity Doodah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good stuff.
This is thing you don't notice these things as kids.
No, not as kids.
No.
That's a lot of things you don't notice as kids. Then you watch as an adult and you're like,
oh.
Ooh. Oh my. But anyway, if y'all need to watch or feel like you need to watch Hamilton, go watch it because it is awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody has seen it at this point. But, if you haven't watched it in a while, go back to it.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's great.
Good. So, you want to sign us off, babe?
All right. Well, you guys know the drill. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Don't Yuck My Yum. You can find all of our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, wherever you get your podcast. And if you want to check out our Instagram page, Don't Yuck My Yum Pod, you can give us a like or a message or give us an email at don'tyuckmyyumpod@gmail.com. Be happy to hear from you guys, and we will see you the next time we get around to it. Woo!
We'll see you then. We don't know what we're going to talk about.
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise.
To you and us.
Yes.
Us and I.
Goodbye.
We. Bye.